Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Maya and welcome back if you are returning. Today we are going to talk about my favorite season of them all, and that is back to school season. I've always loved back to school season. I don't really know why. I do love school. It's probably part of it. So it makes me happy. It makes me irrationally happy. Although we do not have our official schedules yet, I have a general idea of the classes I'll be taking, so I'll tell you about those. I will be a junior in high school this year, and I will be taking AP Language, AP Biology, AP Statistics, AP US History, 4D Design, Film and Animation, Choir, and Design Portfolio. What is Design Portfolio? I'm not sure, but I think that you're able to work on any art project of your choosing, so I'm hoping that can be some time that I use to write short films or film videos or edit videos or make art for my Redbubble shop, something like that. I was supposed to have a full schedule this year, but I ended up dropping my higher theater class, which is called Bravo, just because of the pandemic. I don't think theater is something that's safe to do right now, and I think the fewer kids in that class, the better. Also, it doesn't align with my interests as much anymore. I do adore theater and I will continue to do it through high school, but I'm more interested in the directorial side. So yeah, and just on one of my AP classes, I'm taking AP Statistics instead of pre-calc because I struggle with math. I work really hard in it and I've always gotten A's in math, but that's because I go in every day during lunch to make up tests or to get tutoring from a teacher, and as much as I enjoy working hard, it got kind of a lot last year, and so I'm kind of letting myself take a little break junior year so that not only I can have an easier time in math, but also because I want to be able to spend extra time during lunch or outside of school practicing for the SATs. If you are not American, we have a test junior year, sometimes senior, called the SAT. Don't know what it stands for. We also have one called the ACT, and they are often big indicators of where you will end up going to college. I don't think they reflect intelligence in any way. You need to know how to do the test more than how to do the material on the test, but whatever. This school year looks very different from other school years, but there's some things that still stay the same, right? You still need to take notes. You still need, like, pens, G2 pens. Those are the best. I don't care what you say. They are the best. The black ink, the smooth rolling tip thing, I don't know. It's awesome. I'll go through and show you all of my school supplies for this year, and then I think we'll talk about the way my school is approaching hybrid learning, and I will also do a flip through of my academic planner for you. Okay, this is my little school area right next to my bookshelf, and in it I have 3 binders that I've used for the last 4 years. They're in pretty good shape except for this one, which I use as a placemat for painting, but that's okay. And then I have all of my folders, my graphing calculator, some note cards, and a spare book. Also, fun thing, we're doing Go the Distance from Disney's Hercules, and I am of the opinion that we should change the lyrics to, I will find my way, I will socially distance, but I've been overruled. Do I use mechanical pencils? No, but the kids next to me always need lead, and I like to help them out, and I found this in a drawer, so why not? It's meant to be like Van Gogh's ear, which is dark, but it's an ear eraser. I think it's hilarious. This is a really marvelous backpack. I believe it's marketed as a knapsack, which works just as well. It buttons here and then, well, snaps, I guess, and then you tie up the string to tighten it up and close it. So I sewed on this button here. I thought it was really cute and it reminded me of the movie Titanic. And I did a couple of different sections of stars. I also wrote the word, I meant to write empathy, but I ran out of room because of my York Minster pin, which I got when I was in England in 2016. That was a wonderful, wonderful trip. And then I have 3 pins I got on Etsy. One is the corduroy bear book cover. The next says, even artichokes have hearts. And the last says, meet me in Montauk, which is from Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. So those are really all of my school things, supplies, and otherwise. I do tend to bring a book with me every day. I pack my lunch. I bring a water bottle to stay hydrated, although I fail most of the time. And usually I bring coffee or tea or something to go because first period, I'm exhausted. It doesn't matter how awesome my sleep schedule is. I'm still exhausted. Now let's talk briefly about what my school is planning to do in terms of attendance and COVID-19. Currently, the plan is to do a hybrid online and in-person school system, which should be interesting as I have a school of about possibly over 4,000 students. On Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays, I will be attending school from home on my handy-dandy Chromebook, and school those days will be from 10 to 2, which seems like hardly any at all, but I'm assuming we will have plenty of homework to keep us occupied. My in-person days will be on Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 8:20 in the morning. But you know what? 8:20 is not that bad. They used to have to be at school at like 7. So 8:20 to about 3:30. So just a normal school day with 4 periods, about an hour and a half long each. You have no idea how excited I am for the library. No concept whatsoever. So that's the current plan. They're also splitting up school into 2 alpha cohorts, which sounds very sci-fi to me, but essentially students whose last names range from A through K will go on Tuesdays and Wednesdays to in-person school, and students whose last names range from L to Z will go on Thursdays and Fridays, I think. Okay, with that, I'm actually going to insert here some clips from my good friends telling you how they feel about school, because this is a fun video anyway, just because I love school, but I think it also has the potential to serve as, this sounds very pretentious, a historical document. What I mean by that is clearly these are odd times, and I think it would be cool to hear from other people how they're feeling about school. Please keep in mind that my friends and I, in general, live in really privileged situations. We go to a really good school in the suburbs, and I just feel very privileged that I'm able to attend at all. Here are my friends.
For me, going back to school is pretty bittersweet. Picking between going online or hybrid was a really difficult decision for me to make. Going online would keep me physically safer, but my mental health would suffer, and I would be in an environment that isn't productive for me to learn. While going to school in hybrid, it would be a lot better for me and a lot more efficient, but I would be putting myself in physical danger. It's tough, and it's neither wholly good or bad, but I'm trying to stay optimistic and hope for the best.
And my opinion on starting school back up in the States with COVID-19 being very high. Cases high, deaths high, so on. Me personally, I am excited to go back to school, to see my friends, to, roam the halls or whatever, but obviously it's still very confusing and concerning. Confusing in the fact that, everyone still has questions. How's this gonna work? How is that gonna work? What about the teachers? What if they get sick? Or what about little kids, elementary school kids that don't understand what's happening, why they have to wear a mask, why they have to stay 6 feet apart? Nobody really has an answer for any of those really questions. In a full summary, I think I'm excited, but also concerned, and I don't think I have an and here. But yeah, mainly excited for myself, but also concerned for others. Let's just say it that way.
I think that there are students who don't live in safe or healthy home environments who really need to be in school. And there are students like myself whose mental health really needs to be in school, and I know that I personally am longing for the structure. And there are hourly employees of the district who will lose their jobs and in turn their health care if we go all online. but then weighing the risks, there are people who will get COVID and could die. So I don't know, it's very complicated.
Hi, my name is Nashtron, and I'm both excited and nervous to go back to school during a pandemic. I'm excited because I get to see my friends again and get to socially interact with people, which I haven't done in a very long time. But I'm also nervous because of COVID and getting it or giving it to my family, because usually at schools, when one person gets a sickness, it spreads super quick, which is really nerve-wracking, but overall, I'm excited to be back.
My school is going back virtually, which I think gives them time to stall at least until October and figure out what will happen if we do go back in person. I think that I'm going to struggle a little bit with online school in terms of engagement, but I have hopes that it won't be as bad as it was in the fall, and that I'll be able to figure it out now that I have experience with online school.
I'm honestly nervous returning back to school just because all those videos and photos have gone viral of, pictures of schools where kids aren't wearing their masks properly or nobody's really social distancing. So I'm not sure how well it's going to go, and I'm worried about the health and safety of the teachers and staff and the students, obviously. But I don't know. I'm excited to have things to do instead of just lay around and read and work, but I'm not sure how well it's going to be executed on the school's part.
How are you feeling about going back to school during COVID-19?
Don't really care.
Cool. What you watching? Okay, now that you've talked to some of my friends, I thought that I could just show you a flip through of my bullet journals for the school year. My first one served me at the end of last year into summer, and then it acts for the first semester of the new year, but then I have a new bullet journal that will go into second semester, so I'll just flip through those for you. My bullet journals are not practical. I wish I could say they were, but they are not. I use them primarily to draw and to have fun and to doodle, but I do make sure to leave plenty of space for tracking things, and by tracking things I mean homework, because I don't have any other trackers or anything. I do have calendars, and I do have book trackers. That's it.